Yo, yo, yo. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that you need for your self-improvement. Uh, and yeah, like, there isn't really much to talk about, right? Like, I've already made a video titled Books Are OP. I think it's good. It just tells you about how great books really are. Because, books really are a cheat code. Like, if you really think to yourself how much value they give to your life and how much they're worth, how much they cost. It's like it's not a lot, right? Because if there is a book like How to Influence and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, then it costs like in Poland at least, it costs like what, mm, $10, right? Because it costs 40 zloty, so that's like $10, even less. I mean, slightly more, right? Like maybe for you it's different, it's more expensive, but even then, like you're not going to find books that are more than like $50, $50, right? And they just give you so much value. Like it's not even an exaggeration when I say that some of these books are worth thousands of dollars. Because let's say you have a book, right? Okay, let that be the first book that we discuss. How to Influence and Influence People. It's all you need when it comes to social skills. If you want to be a social guy, if you want your social skills to be perfect, basically, read this book as many times as you can. If you want to be a good listener and want to make loyal friends, read it as much as you can. And you see, the book, it's smart, right? Like the author was a really smart man. God bless him. And before he actually started, like with the tips, it was like he wrote it down in the book that you should read the reading instructions first before actually getting into the good part. And the reading instructions are that you should read it and immediately apply it, read it from start to finish. And there was also something else. And like those two things, like they're very important, right? Like you read the book, you go out there and actually apply the thing that was taught, because there's lots of different advice that he gives you, and you should, if you really want the book to help you, you should actually go out there and apply it IRL with real people. No, I know it might be scary, but that's what you need to do. So that is the one book that you want for social skills. uh, the second book I would recommend to you for social skills is Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erickson. Like the book teaches you about how there is really four types of personalities and how people blend into them and their characteristics, their behaviors, all that stuff. And it also just helps you helps you to analyze people on a much deeper level, which is, I think, very valuable. I've written, like, honestly, it's very nice to read. You read it very quickly. It's not like those school books where you have to suffer through them. No, like that book, you open it and it's almost like you want to read it, honestly. And it will just help you analyze people very well, right? Like it just looks good also. So that's what also makes it nice to read. And the guy really talks in a language that's very appealing, at least to a person on self-improvement, because he doesn't really beat around the bush. He just gets straight to the point, and that's what I love about the book. So that was the second book that you need for social skills. It's Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erickson. Third book that I also think you should read is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. Very difficult name to pronounce. I think he's Dutch, but that's besides the point. The book talks about trauma, how your body behaves, how your body actually stores trauma, I mean psychological trauma, of course, how to actually cure it. It's a very heavy book. It has a lot of value. It's it's quite a thick book, but it's also very information dense. So you're going to get a lot of value from it. It has like 6 different ways to heal trauma, right? Because you'd think that, oh, it's just going outside and it's just gratitude journaling and blah blah blah. No, like if you actually have trauma, it's much more complicated than that. You actually need like some sort of treatment. Of course, I don't mean like stereotypical therapy because that doesn't work for most people. What we want is specific types of therapy, but he talks about it in there. So I'm not going to really spoil it for you. I'm just going to get on with the next book. So the next book is Flow State by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I believe that's how it's pronounced under very difficult name. But the book is also very information dense. It also helps you with mental health and purpose. It's the book that I'm currently reading. I believe that it is the single best book you can get for your purpose, mental health, because it talks about flow state. What is flow state? So, flow state is that state in which there are no thoughts in your mind. It's the state of total focus. It's the state of optimal human experience. And in my opinion, like the purpose of your life is to do as much of the thing that lets you achieve flow state the most as you can. So let's say that your flow state thing is playing team sports, then you can become an athlete. That's what you can do for your mental health. Because like Michael Jordan, for example, like he talks about passion. That's because like for him the flow state task is basketball. So that's what he plays all day, right? Because it's what he played all day. Probably still plays it because that's what he loves in life, right? It might be something else for you. That's why you need to find it. And the thing is, you can really achieve flow in most things you do, but the thing that you should be doing the most is the thing that you seem to just automatically achieve flow state. And for me, it's talking and playing team sports. These are the two things because it's talking for a lot of people because well, we're humans, we're social creatures, right? But the book is also very information dense. It has lots of value, honestly. Like, if you're reading any of those books, really, what I would recommend you do is that you get yourself like a marker or a pen and you just highlight the most important fragments and use them later because they're going to help you a lot, right? Or you can like get a notebook and write them down. But what I would do is that since it's your book, then I will just highlight the things. And if someone else gets it from you, then they're going to know what the most important parts are. So that's good, right? The uh, the which one? The fifth book that we're going to talk about is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. The book is quite popular. It talks about discipline. It's very heavy. Heavy as in not that it's information dense, heavy as in it's really brutal, you know? So if you're soft, then don't read it. But it's going to give you lots of value about this, about like it's going to give you a lot of knowledge about discipline. It's going to just make you almost not want to be undisciplined, if that makes sense. It will make you want to be disciplined. It will just give you this push that you need. This is what I think. The sixth book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It tells you about, well, how you should form the habits. And this is like one of the most important books for business, if not the most important, because you see, when it comes to business, uh, what you should do is that you should start your business and, well, learn from your mistakes because that's how you actually gain the ability. Because you see, people say that, oh, the wise man learns from others' mistakes. But then, if something happens to him, he doesn't know how to actually deal with the problem. Because you see, the entrepreneurs that lose all their money and then get rich again, they're the ones that have the ability of running a business. They know the ins and outs of it. If someone gets rich by being lucky, like they win the lottery, then they're going to spend it all, and then they're going to be broke again. Broke or in the same state that they were in before winning the lottery. So, you know, that doesn't really it doesn't really make sense to not have the discipline and the ability and the focus to be able to have a business. It doesn't make sense to not have it, right? And this is what Atomic Habits teaches you. It teaches you how to have good habits and how to use them for your work. The uh, the second book for business is the 4 Hour Work Week, because, as I said, I don't think that you should use strictly business books like The Millionaire Fastlane. You shouldn't really use books that tell you about like specific business tips, because you need to have your own style of running a business. That's what you need. You need your unique style of business to actually be successful. And the 4 Hour Work Week doesn't really like it doesn't really force its ideas how to run a business on you. Like it teaches you how to optimize for less hours, because you can read the book and still work a lot, but the book will really come in handy if you want to work less. Let's say that you have a profitable business, you make lots of money, you're rich, but you have a family and you really want to focus on them. Then you get that book, you read it, you apply the principles, and then you can even halve your workload. And so time you get is now for your family. So this is what like the book's about. And like again, like those all of those books, like every single one of them is worth thousands of dollars, honestly, dude. And then the last book is uh, the Way of the Superior Man. Uh, it teaches you about how to love. It teaches you about your divine purpose. It's very high level, so that is why it's last, because it's the most advanced book. Like I don't have it because I it won't really give me any value because I'm not at that point yet. So, what all I can say to you is that it's very high level. It teaches you about how to love, how to use your purpose, blah blah blah, all that. But it's very high level. You have to be really spiritual to understand it, you know? But you're going to benefit from it a lot if you actually understand all of those stuff. So yeah. The last book is Dear Lover, also by David Dida. Dida, whatever. The book is basically The Way of the Superior Man, but for women. So if you're a man and you want to read it, like I highly recommend you read it, because why should you read it? It's because then you actually understand female energy, how it works, how to actually apply it, you know? You need to kinda I know it's kinda kind I know it kinda makes me seem like a dickhead, but you need to know how the fish behave to actually catch them, you know? Um so Dear Lover will teach you how to understand women, and it will just make you such a better better listener, better lover, better husband, better father. Like just read them too if you can, of course. And you know, they're all all affordable. I don't think um that they're very expensive, and yeah, they give you a lot of value. So that's why I think you should read them. And the last book that we're going to be talking about, it's Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. It's the last because it's a bit of a bonus book. Doesn't really provide as much value as it does provide you with insights to the world and where it's heading. So while you're not going to really get get a direct benefit to your journey, you're going to really just view the world differently. Like maybe it can help you, but doesn't have to, if you get what I'm saying. So Sapiens talks about the history of mankind, um, how we as humans function, where humanity is going. It really and it also puts a very nice spin on things. Like it doesn't talk about the agricultural revolution, being this great thing. No, like it actually says that it's bad. So it's like those one of those insight that it gives you. And another insight that it gives you is that, well, hunter gatherers were actually really like they weren't bad people. Like life wasn't bad back then, right? So it just gives you a good insight, and it makes you really view human nature differently. Like a bonus book you can also read is The Way of Men, if I remember correctly. Um, the book is also about human nature and it's very brutal too. So yeah, you can. That's a bonus book if you want to read it. But yeah, read *Sapiens* by Yuval Noah Harari. It's going to really give you a different understanding of how we really function and how the world functions. So yeah, that was uh, all from me. Read those books. You can also buy. You can also read *The Way of Man*. And yeah, sleep well, do better, and see ya.